Do you ever feel like you're standing at the edge looking out into the vast unknown, wondering what it would be like to take that step? What if I told you that everything you ever wanted, everything you've ever dreamed about is just one decision away? The thought may seem daunting, terrifying even, but what if I told you that one choice, the smallest, most insignificant sounding choice, could set the course of your life on a completely different path? As a teacher, something like a GPS tells you wants to go. And I don't mean just any decision. I mean the decision that shifts everything. The one that makes all the other pieces fall into place. The one that collapses the barrier and the universe. Imagine a moment, a decision that you might overlook that could change the trajectory of your life forever. But here's the catch. It's not about waiting for the world to give you a sign. It's about realizing that you are the sign. That you have everything you need right now to take that step, to make that choice, to decide who you will become. No matter what circumstances you're facing, no matter how big or small your dreams are, or how impossible your journey might seem, you know what it feels like to look at yourself and think, how can I make a difference in this world? How can I ever overcome what's in front of me? And I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. I've been there. In fact, I've stood at the very edge of my own uncertainty, questioning everything, wondering if my dreams could ever come true. And I'm here to tell you that if I can make it, so can you. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happens when you decide to stop letting fear dictate your future. What happens when you say, this is my moment. This is where everything changes. But that can only happen if you decide it. It doesn't come from waiting for life to give you an answer. It comes from realizing that you are the answer. That everything you've been waiting for, every breakthrough, every success, every reason to believe is right inside of you. Some of you might be sitting there thinking, that sounds too easy. And I understand. I really do. Life can be hard. It's a series of ups and downs. And sometimes the downs seem to outweigh the ups. But what I've learned through my own journey is that your perspective shapes your reality. What if the struggle you're facing right now isn't a roadblock? What if it's just the moment right before you make the most important decision of your life? The power of one decision is far greater than you think. You see, it's not about waiting for some grand moment to change. It's about realizing that in the smallest choices, in the most seemingly insignificant moments, is where your future is being shaped. The path you choose today, the decision you make right now, will set the course for the rest of your life. It's funny, isn't it? We often think that change has to come in a big, dramatic way. We think we need a sign, a thunderclap, or some world-shifting event to tell us now is the time. But the truth is, change comes quietly. It comes in a whisper, in the stillness of your heart. When you make the decision to get back up, to keep moving forward, to stop letting life pass you by. Every person who has ever accomplished anything great, who has ever made a lasting difference in this world, has made that one decision. The decision to keep going. The decision to believe in themselves. To trust in their own strength. And to embrace the idea that failure is not the end, but just another step towards success. decision. Think about it. Every successful person you admire, every person you look up to has made choices that others may have never seen. They've made decisions that shape their lives in ways that aren't always visible at first. Those choices weren't always easy, but they were always worth it. And you too can be that person. But first, you have to understand this. Making that decision is not always about having all the answers. It's not about knowing exactly how things will unfold. Sometimes it's about simply trusting that the path will reveal itself as you take each step. It's about believing that no matter how uncertain things feel, you're capable of handling whatever comes next. And that, my friend, is the true power of one decision. You see, I've had my own moments of uncertainty. I've faced challenges that seemed insurmountable, times when I felt like giving up was the only option. But every time I wanted to quit, I reminded myself of the one decision I made. The decision to never stop believing, to never stop pushing forward, no matter what. Okay? And that decision changed everything. It changed my outlook, it changed my perspective, it changed the way I approached every obstacle, every challenge. I'm standing here today not because life gave me an easy path, but because I made the decision to keep walking, to keep fighting, and to keep believing that better things were ahead. The truth is, every day is a new chance to make that one decision. Every moment offers you the opportunity to choose who you want to be, where you want to go, and how you want to live. The power is in your hands. But it all begins with that first choice. The decision to take control of your future. The decision to say, I will not let this moment pass me by. You might be thinking, but Nick, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. And that's okay. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to know exactly what the future holds. You just need to know that the first step is the most important. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just the next step. And when you take that step, the next one will be revealed. And the next. And the next. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's not going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. But you have the power to create your own reality. You have the power to make choices that align with the person you want to become. And the best part, you don't need anyone's permission to do it. You just need the courage to act. To decide that today is the day you stop waiting and start living. There will be people who tell you it's too hard. There will be voices that say you can't, that you're not good enough, that you're too young or too old, too inexperienced or too broken. But let me tell you something. Your story is not determined by the voices that try to hold you back. Your story is written by the decisions you make. It's written by the courage you have to step into the unknown, to trust in your own strength, and to believe that you are capable of achieving greatness. And even when the road gets tough, and it will, believe me. Remember this, nothing worth having ever comes easy. The journey may be long and it may be difficult, but every decision you make along the way is getting you closer to the person you're meant to be. Every step is a step toward the life you want to create. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that it was that one decision, the decision to keep going, that changed everything. So today, right now, in this moment, you have the opportunity to make a decision that will change the course of your life. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be the decision to take that first step. The decision to believe that you can create the life you've always dreamed of, no matter the obstacles in your way. At the core of the message, this heading explores the idea that our lives are often shaped by a single decision. We might not always recognize it in the moment, but one choice, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, has the potential to set off a chain of events that completely alters the course of our future. The script emphasizes that many people overlook this power and wait for dramatic, life-altering moments to spark change. However, true transformation often happens quietly within the everyday decisions we make. Imagine standing at a crossroads, uncertain of which path to take. It could be deciding to take a new job, starting a new relationship, moving to a different city, or even something as simple as choosing to change your mindset. These decisions, though they may seem ordinary at the time, are pivotal. They shape the direction of your life. The script points out that people who achieve great success, happiness, and fulfillment didn't necessarily have all the answers or a perfect plan. They made one key decision. They took action. Regina Koo, the idea of one decision doesn't imply that you must make a perfect choice right away. In fact, sometimes the most powerful decisions come from acknowledging the possibility of failure and moving forward anyway. It's about embracing the moment of change. This is the essence of the script's message, that one decision is a catalyst. The moment you choose to believe in yourself, choose to take that first step, or decide to leave behind what no longer serves you, can shift everything. And it can often take just that one moment of courage to set you on a new trajectory, leading you toward growth, fulfillment, and a new life. Additionally, the script makes a point of showing that even though the consequences of one decision might not always be immediately obvious, they compound over time. That one choice might not appear to be life-changing in the moment, but it can lead to new opportunities, open doors, and pave the way for further decisions. It's the snowball effect. One action, one choice leads to another, and eventually you may look back and realize that it was that one decision that got you to where you are today. In this section, the script addresses the common experience of uncertainty and fear that holds many people back from making decisions that could change their lives. It's human nature to fear the unknown and to question our ability to handle change. When faced with a decision that could drastically alter our future, we often hesitate, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice or not knowing what lies ahead. This fear can manifest in many forms: fear of failure, fear of the consequences, fear of disappointment, or even fear of success. However, it's important to realize that fear and uncertainty don't have to be obstacles. Instead, they can be seen as signals that you're standing at the precipice of something new, something meaningful. The message in this part of the script is to not shy away from fear, but to understand that fear is an inherent part of growth. Fear doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. Often, it means you're on the verge of doing something important, something that will push you out of your comfort zone and ultimately help you grow. It's in the unknown where all possibilities exist. The script shares the idea of that many successful people have walked through fear and uncertainty to get to where they are today. They didn't wait for fear to disappear. Instead, they made a conscious decision to move forward despite it. This part of the script serves as a reminder that everyone feels afraid at times, but it's those who choose to take action in the face of fear who make the greatest strides. Uncertainty also feeds into the feeling of being stuck. When you don't know which way to turn, it can feel like you're trapped in a state of indecision. This part of the script encourages you to embrace uncertainty rather than fight it. The truth is, no one ever has all the answers. The truth is, no one ever has all the answers. The truth is, no one ever has all the answers. The key is to take that first step, even when you're not sure what the next one will be. The script empowers you by showing that you don't have to have the whole plan figured out in order to start. Sometimes simply moving forward is enough to begin unraveling the next steps. And as I was thinking of every detail, I realized that this seems so recently that it wouldn't even have taken place under the same circumstances. Fear and uncertainty can also be paralyzing, causing people to stay in situations or mindsets that aren't conducive to growth. But by deciding to face these feelings head on, you free yourself from their grip. You are no longer waiting for the right time or for the fear to go away. Instead, you take the leap despite the fear, knowing that each decision you make builds your resilience and prepares you for future challenges. The key message here is that fear is not a reason to retreat, but rather a signal that something important is happening. Uncertainty is not something to avoid, but to lean into, because it's in that space of ambiguity where your true potential is often realized. By learning to make decisions despite fear and uncertainty, you begin to take control of your life and move closer to the person you're meant to be.